Have you ever noticed that you do not stammer while speaking to your parents or with your friends or with yourself when you're having a self-talk? Why is that? Only certain people give you a stammer. Over the years, I've talked to so many people on the same subjects of clear speech, fluency, stuttering, and stammering that I do hold some credential to talk about this issue and help you cure it if you suffer from it while speaking. So this is a problem when you tend to repeat certain sounds of the word, especially the initial sounds. And I've seen so many people struggling with it and almost seeing it as a disease, as a medical condition. I'd like to open this conversation by making it clear that it happens to almost everybody, and some people are able to come out of it because they use the right methods and tools. I'll tell you my own story about how I used to get a stammer when I talked to this one particular teacher. So what I'm trying to say here is that it is not a medical condition. You don't have to go to a doctor, you don't have to get it diagnosed, and you don't even have to go to a school to get it fixed or anything. Only by following some steps that I'm going to discuss in this video, you'll be able to come out of it permanently. First things first, when I talk to my students, they are mostly non-native speakers. I do teach some native speakers, but they're children, so they tend to be a bit nervous about their speech. And you know, nervousness leads to all sorts of bad things. But stuttering or stammering is not a popularly discussed question. A really popularly discussed question is how to remember vocabulary, because people are constantly just worried about forgetting vocabulary, which perhaps make them forget the vocabulary even more often than it should be. So what happens is that whenever you forget a word in a conversation, you know about it. And here's the difference between forgetting something in a conversation and stammering. And so I don't want you to mix the two up and understand how one is actually better than the other. If you forget a word in a conversation, or if you lack vocabulary on a particular subject, let's say climate change, you know about it, right? You are in the know. It's not like you do not know that you do not know about the subject. That's not happening, right? So if you're forgetting a word, or you know you'd not be able to finish the sentence, you know it before it happens. And so you can do something about it, you know? Let's say I do not know the word that I have to use to finish the sentence that I'm speaking. I try to do something about it. Maybe I'll blank on it, right? Or, use a filler, buy some time to think, or like just, map it around, plan it, do something, at least something about it. But the thing about stuttering or stammering is that you do not know when it's going to happen, so you cannot plan ahead. And for the lack of a better word, I would say forgetting vocabulary is at least 2 points better than stammering, because it is completely unplanned and it stuns you in the conversation. It's like, oh my God, I wasn't even planning on sounding that way. It's like you're trying to push the words out of your mouth and it is on the tip of your tongue. You're just not able to get it out. You know what you want to say. It's not about dealing with a lack of vocabulary. It's not about anything else than just your tongue not rolling correctly at the time of speaking, and then it feels like there's something happening just inside your mouth. You're not able to complete your sentence, or you're just repeating certain sounds, which sounds like stammering. This is the difference between the two, but this is a very soluble problem. Like I said at the beginning, when I used to talk to this one teacher, I remember I was a kid back then, maybe like 5th grade, I used to get a stammer immediately because she used to go a bit hard on the kids. I don't know, for some reason that was her personality, scaring kids down or like shouting them down. So I wasn't confident about my speech. I wasn't confident about anything at that time. Whenever I had to talk to her, I'd get a stammer. I never stammered in general. I was not a stutterer in general, but having conversations with her, it was hard for me and I'd start to stammer, right? So what happened is that after a few years, when I worked on myself and the scenario changed, even then, when I talked to her, for example, in 10th grade, I'd still get that nervousness only from seeing her, because all of those flashes that I used to stammer while speaking to her, and like maybe she has this impression about me, used to make me stammer after many years of practice still. So this is the thing that I'm going to cover in the second point. The first point about stammering is that it is about how fast you think and how fast you speak. I'm somebody who naturally speaks fast. I'm verbally fast. But the way I'm able to do it comfortably and naturally is because I have an alignment between the rate of my thoughts and the rate of my speech. I can never say that I speak as fast as my thoughts. And I wouldn't even say I think fast, because we all think fast. Our brain is a lot faster, far faster than you can think, than you can speak. Nobody can speak as fast as this thing, right? So what I've done over the years is that I've increased the rate of my speech, not the rate of my thoughts, because we naturally think fast. But I've come to a point of alignment where when I speak, I'm able to speak and think almost at the same rate. And I want you to try this out. I want you to sit yourself down, have a conversation with yourself. Maybe summarize a book, talk about a video that you watched, and think a little slower at the beginning of your journey. Think a little slower. Don't try to overspeed your thinking, all right? And then try to match your words with that. And at times when you get stuck, it's fine to take a pause. Don't repeat the words. Don't say non-words. Get yourself comfortable with that little space in thinking and speaking. That is completely fine. You don't have to feel for all the pauses. It's not on you entirely. Again, I want you to speak to yourself, and this is a practice that you have to have beforehand. You cannot fix your stammering while having conversation. So you need some groundwork. Prep yourself. Do these exercises in a low judgment environment, preferably with your tutor or all by yourself. Talk to yourself, describe something, and try to slow down your thinking a little bit. At the beginning, I want you to match up the pace, but later on, you have to increase the speed of your speech a little bit, because no matter how slow you try to think, you'll still be thinking faster than you speak. So it only makes sense that you match up the rate. But at first, in clear words, try to slow down your thinking and try to slow down your speaking. Have conversations with yourself like that. If you want to stand in front of the mirror, stand in front of the mirror. No problem. It will only help you. Watch yourself doing that, and it's going to show you the results. Coming to the second point about my story with, people's impressions. Have you ever noticed that you do not stammer while speaking to your parents or with your friends or with yourself when you're having a self-talk? Why is that? Only certain people give you a stammer, and it is not necessarily people, who are in charge of some important things. For example, your boss. It is not necessarily your boss person. It is not necessarily your principal. It is not necessarily your teacher. But some people try to just make you nervous. Why is that? Because you're judging yourself based off the impression that you've made onto them. Maybe they're not thinking about you stuttering, but you are. You're still judging yourself for that one incident that you had with them, maybe like several incidences that you had with them where you stammered in a conversation, and you're carrying it down. So every time that person comes in front of you, you're like, oh geez, now I'm gonna start to stammer. No matter how much you worked on yourself after that one incident, you would just, toss it all aside and think, I'm going back to my underconfident self and start to stammer. Are you doing it to yourself? No, I'm making it sound like you're doing it to yourself, because yes, you can change it. You're not actually doing it to yourself, but you're not thinking about it or doing something about it either. So, what is there to say then? I want you to clear this thinking. Don't judge yourself based off the impressions that you've made on someone. If you don't want to do that, I want you to meet new people. An instant cure is to meet new people. Every time you have a conversation with somebody new, that is a brand new opportunity to reconstruct your self-image. And I'm not even talking about the impression that you leave on people. It is all about your self-image. Imagine playing a character from a movie or a book who is very confident. Just imagine, like when I say a confident character, what names come to mind? Maybe James Bond, let's say James Bond, yeah? He's a confident guy, and you're just trying to deliver some of his dialogues. Would you stutter then? No, even if you stutter, you'd be like, this is not the right place for stuttering, because James Bond is a very sharp guy, yeah? and he doesn't stutter. Sherlock Holmes is a very sharp guy. He doesn't stutter. So when you're playing Sherlock Holmes or James Bond, you tell yourself constantly, don't stutter. That's not how they speak, because you're playing them. They're confident people. That is the role that confidence plays in our lives. If you think of yourself as a confident individual, you'd come across as one. And how to fix that? Once again, when you meet people from your past who made you feel a certain way, or you think you did not leave a good impression on them, it keeps coming back. And it is hard for you to reconstruct that self-image. But a quicker solution is to meet new people. And every time you talk to somebody new, again, that is your brand new opportunity, brand new introduction to just create or reconstruct your self-image for yourself and also for the other person, because no matter how much we say, it doesn't matter what people think about you, we do end up worrying about what people think about us, right? Just being honest here. There's 2 points in this video. I'll give you a pro point in just a bit, summation. The first point was all about understanding the rate of your thinking and the rate of your speech. This is not a disease, just know it. All you have to do is have some practice before you get into a real life conversation. That practice could be a self-talk, description, summaries, whatever it is. Think a little slower, speak a little slower at first. And after some time of doing it, I want you to increase the speed of your speech a little bit, just a little bit, like push it up, one push. The second point is about changing your self-image. You do not stutter in front of your family. You do not stutter in front of people who think of you as confident speakers. For example, if I think you are a highly confident person, every single time you'd make the effort, or maybe even naturally, you'd come across as the same confident person. But if I happen to be somebody who you think is judging you for your stuttering, you'd stutter even more. That is why I want you to expand your circle, expand your community of the people that you speak to. Every time you have a conversation, maybe it's going to be the one and the only conversation you have with that person. See it as this opportunity to reconstruct everything, and that will give you the confidence to keep going. Pro tip, like I said, 1 minute of meditation will help you a lot. Why? Because stuttering and nervousness and all of these, there's this interconnection, there is this interplay happening. You can understand nervousness can lead to all sorts of terrible things. And if you want to control that, if you want to stay in control of your thoughts and stay in control of your mouth muscles, all in all, I want you to have a calmer brain. And meditation does that. So in the morning, if you're able to meditate for 1 minute, you'll see that you become a more relaxed and impactful speaker almost immediately. Like the day you start, you'll see the difference on day 1. And then don't give up, because it will keep showing bigger and bigger results. I hope you liked it. I want you to start doing it to cure your stuttering. I bet these things will work because, I've helped so many other people with the same advice. And it's your turn now. I'm going to see you again in the next one.